Hey guys, it's Nir with a brand new video. Today I want to talk about a topic that I don't see many people talking about. So let's dive into it. In Japanese culture, character design often goes hand in hand with archetypes. You probably know some of them like the Dere trope. In fact, most people watching this video already know it. But for those who've never heard any of it, or maybe just forgot, let me quickly touch on it. Just a quick note that was not so quickly. I extended a bit, but just to you get the main topic and it's the introduction, so give it a go. The Dere archetype comes from dere dere, a Japanese mimetic word that mimics the feeling, which in this case means being infatuated with love. In anime, this archetype is used to define a character's personality in a simple way. It's most often associated with female characters like tsunderes, who use a harsh exterior to hide their love for the main character, derederes, who are honest about their love and are the purest example of being love-struck, and danderes, who are shy and soft-spoken around the person they love. You could argue that it's just a degenerate putting their fetish into the media they're making, but this is also a tool for telling a romantic story. Throughout history, authors have used archetypes to express a character's intentions. Besides that, it's really interesting to research this more to understand the zeitgeist of Japan in the early 2000s. So, if you want me to do a video just about this trope, let me know in the comments. Some of you may be asking, why is this guy blabbling so much of this dairy thing? And my answer is, I don't know. When I start talking about something, I just can't stop. But also, it's a good way to introduce the main topic. So, with that out of the way, let's finally start talking about the actual topic of this video. Something that really stuck with me is a certain archetype that I don't see many people talking about. The blood type personality theory, also known as Ketsueki Gata in Japan, and I think of it as a kind of Asian astrology, and I'm gonna let you know why. So, blood types in the West are commonly associated only with medical information, but in the East, they have another level of meaning. Similar to how dere types define characters in Japanese media, this one functions in a similar way. Now, I'm going to break down each blood type and its general meaning in East Asian culture. Type A, 40% of Japanese population. If you are this one, you are frequently considered to be well organized, detail-driven, and a perfectionist. And you are also seen as someone that is sensitive and anxious, but also responsible. Type B, 20% of Japanese population. People with this blood type are often depicted as creative, passionate, and individualistic. God, it's so hard to say that word. Because of that, they can sometimes come across as a bit selfish, and they can also be cheerful and dreamers. Type AB, 10% of Japanese population. They are perceived as complex and multifaceted, being the combination of qualities of A and B, and also being the rarest blood type in Japan. People with AB blood are known to be very eccentric, with eccentricity you might see in an artist or even a psycho. Type O, 30% of Japanese population. Actually, this one is my blood type. So, you could say I'm confident, resilient, and a natural leader, right? Maybe not, but I would be really happy if you say that to me. Also, regarding the natural leader trait, most Japanese prime ministers have had this blood type as well, which is really interesting. I don't know if they are doing their jobs, but it's really convenient. They are the same. With all of these blood types explained, it's now time to talk about Japanese media, like anime, games, and manga, that use them to describe a character's personality. This is the main topic. This is why you came here. To be honest, it's a really common practice in Japan to use blood types, like to define a character's personality. But I'm going to show you some media that I like anyway, just because I feel like it, and to demonstrate how this trope is used. Warning, this section may contain some spoilers, so if there is a spoiler, I will show you a timestamp on screen to skip it. Resident Evil is one of my favorite survival horror games. I'm gonna start with the characters from the first Resident Evil, is Jill Valentine. She is type B, which means she's very creative, independent, and adaptable. As Barry says,
"Find anything, Jill?"
Nothing. What is this all about? I can't figure it out at all.
Beats me too.
Now it's Wesker's time to disappear. I don't know what's going on.
Well, it can't be helped. Let's search for him separately. I'll check the dining room again.
Okay, I'll try the door on the opposite side.
This mansion is gigantic. We could get into trouble if we get lost. We should start from the first floor, okay? And Jill, here's a lockpick. It might be handy if you, the master of unlocking, take it with you.
knowing how to use the lockpick and improvise in dangerous situations. In Resident Evil 3, Jill is very independent and manages to escape Raccoon City by herself. Then we have Chris Redfield, who is type O. This denotes that he is optimistic and a natural leader with a strong sense of justice. Also a type O, but a very different kind of person, is Albert Wesker. And I have a theory about this particular one. As you finish the game, you learn that Wesker is in fact an Umbrella agent, and I think he faked his blood type to deceive everyone. And by doing that, he was able to become the natural leader of stars and control them. Maybe if Wesker wasn't around, Chris Redfield could be the leader of stars. And the next one is Bocchi the Rock. If you've watched Bocchi the Rock, you already know that each member of Kasuke Band has noticeable quirks that are also related to their blood types. The main character, Bocchi, has B type. As I said earlier, Bs behave in their own way and can be seen as misfits in Japanese society. But to be honest, Bocchi, it's like hard to me to see her as a B type, because she behaves much more like a A-type, like getting anxious and all things related. But I think they chose B-type because there is a thing about Bocchi, like being scared of getting bullied, and B-types in Japanese society are known to get bullied in school and even in a work environment. And being a B clashes with type A's, like Kira. She is very optimistic and cheerful, and her way of doing things clashes with the odd and shy Bocchi. The other type A in this band is Nijika. She has a similar personality to Kira, but she's also very considerate of others and how to behave around them, which helps Bocchi feel more welcome. And the last member is the eccentric type AB. I'm talking about Rio. Her mischievousness is really unmatched, and her oddness is perceived as attractive by Kira, who is very passionate about her. Combining the quirks of both A and B, Rio is creative with her jokes, has a different sense of humor, and is a very independent and individualistic person. She is my favorite character, like me and her, same person. Okay, moving on. And the last one is Cardcaptor Sakura. For this one, I'll be focusing on only two characters, because I haven't finished it yet, but I'm going to. I'm explaining this manga because it was the reason I started researching Kitsue Kigata in the first place. The main character, Sakura, is a type A, which means she's very responsible, cheerful, and even naive sometimes. Her friend, Tomoyo, is also a type A, but she inherits the perfectionist side of A, always trying to catch the best angle of Sakura on her camera. After babbling so much about some media examples, I want to talk about what I think about this kind of horoscope. To address the elephant in the room, I do not see this blood type theory as a good way to determine a person's personality, and I think you shouldn't either. On the other hand, what I really want to talk about is how I feel we have lost some of these kinds of archetypes in the West. I really like how a specific concept like this can be used to elaborate on characters in a Japanese story. Like, we have our own myths and archetypes, but I don't see Western authors using something like astrology to describe a character as often as it's done in Japan. I could be wrong, I only researching a Japan specific thing. I don't know if Western authors actually don't use much, but based on my experience, I never seen something like that. Archetypes in a general way, I see everyone using, but like something like astrology, I never seen. I'm not attacking Western authors. I love Western stories. Suggesting new ways to convey a story. I don't know if you guys agree with me, but I want to see more kinds of tropes in Western media. But that's it for the video today. Thank you. Hey, it's me after editing this video. This was the first big script that I done, so I'm getting better. That was not the peak I could get, but I'm learning. If you enjoyed the video, let me know and give me tips on how to get better, because I'm starting my YouTube journey right now, so any tip you could give me, I would be really happy. So yeah, that's it. Bye bye again.